Being the best version of yourself. You've probably heard it bandied around a lot lately, and it's getting out there to the masses. And people are talking a lot about being the best versions of themselves. So, what actually is this being the best version of yourself? So, to begin with, let's put it into context. We, as a species, are feeling the pressures more and more from society, from media, and from day-to-day life. We're constantly being asked to give more, and we're constantly being asked to be more. The high bar of expectation that we can't fail, or God forbid we drop one of the plates or balls we're juggling, is constantly being raised higher and higher. So BVS is our way to handle all this pressure and to handle it in such a way that we feel in control, feel able to do it, and feel okay within ourselves day to day. I'm Dr. Michael Sims, and I'm going to demystify what this being the best version of yourself is all about, or as I call it, BVS. So let's look at what BVS is, how to achieve it, and the three fundamental features that underpin it, so you can start to become the best version of yourself. So, what actually is this being the best version of yourself? Being the best version of yourself, or BVS, is none other than striving to be the best person you can possibly be. And that's it. Nothing obscure, nothing vague, nothing incomprehensible, and nothing unconceivable. It's been with us throughout all the ages of our existence as human beings. We see it in philosophy, we see it in morality, we see it in ethics, we see it in religion, we see it in spirituality, and we see it in psychology and many, many more disciplines. It's quite simply the striving and desire to be a good person to ourselves and to those around us. Now I'm going to repeat that with emphasis. Being a good person to ourselves and to those around us. So being good to you, you being good to me, and together being good to ourselves. This is not a one-way transaction. We must first be kind and good to ourselves as well as being kind to others. If you struggle to be kind to yourself, then start by being kind to others first. Either way, start now and make it a conscious intention. So it feels very loaded, this being a good person. But what actually is being a good person? Let's look at this a little further. So, being a good person, or BVS, how do we become the best version of ourselves? If we delve into the great ancient wisdoms of the past and the current, and we look at things like Buddhism, Vedanta, yoga, Sufism, Kabbalah, etc., we are constantly met with this call to action. Become the best you can. Strive to live a full and honest life. Search deep and know thyself. Offer compassion. Be kind. Be loving. Be truthful. And if you can achieve this way of life, then you'll find contentment, truth, wonder, joy, and happiness. This call to action has been with us throughout the courses of humanity's existence and is still strong with us today. This desire to find fulfillment, to find joy, to live a good life, to strive and work hard, to be the best persons we can possibly be. And this is none other than being the best version of yourself in today's current culture. So again, how do I become the best version of myself? Well, number one, you have to make a positive intention to begin with. You have to plant the seed and nurture it. Simply say, I intend to be the best version of myself. That's number one. Say it first thing in the morning when you get up, and say it before you go to bed at night. And next are the three fundamental qualities that you need to develop so you can become the best version of yourself. So, what are the three fundamental qualities to being the best versions of ourselves? Well, they are none other than number one, compassion, number two, empathy, and number three, being authentic and real. So how do we go about nurturing these qualities within ourselves? Because that's actually what it's all about. You have to develop these qualities and you have to start living them and offering them to yourself and to those around you. Compassion, number one, is simply being accepting and non-judgmental of yourself and others. If you find yourself being judgmental, stop, take a breath and consider what the positive option could be and offer that instead. So if you find yourself ridiculing yourself or others and being mean, simply stop, take a breath and consider offering kind words and gestures instead. Number two, empathy. Get out of your head and consider what life is like for the other. Listen to them without judgment and consider a world that's not your own for a moment. Number three, being authentic and real. Now, this isn't a license to be unkind, judgmental, or to say what you want or feel. That definitely is not being the best version of yourself or a good person. That's being unkind, that's being offensive, and that's being cruel. Being authentic is being able to acknowledge our judgments, acknowledge our fears and emotions and behaviours, and to notice if they're positive, negative, or neutral. If they're negative, then we change them with compassion and empathy. If they're neutral or positive, then we can know we're on the right path to being the best version of ourselves, and we can tick that off as a job well done. So there it is, being the best version of yourself. It takes work, it takes consideration, and it takes a conscious desire. We have to nurture and develop the three qualities of compassion, empathy, and authenticity, and we have to strive to offer these to ourselves and to those around us. Remember, this isn't a childish game of jumping from one thing to the next. This is a conscious, adult-orientated decision and conscious choice to become a better person each and every day. Now, this doesn't mean that we won't struggle, and it doesn't mean we won't get upset or get scared or feel judgmental towards ourselves and to others, or to think negatively, or even struggle at times. Of course we will. That's life. And to think any other way is childish, immature, and completely unrealistic. Look at life as your training ground, as your opportunity to create and live a fulfilling existence in whatever way is right for you. This isn't about material success, how much money you have, what car or house that you own. This isn't about all of that materialism. It's about you living a fulfilling and purposeful life. And if you can live BVS, then yes, material gains will come your way, but not at the expense or cost of you living a good quality and experiencing the wonder, joy, and happiness that this world has to offer. Embrace compassion, embrace empathy and authenticity. Make it your life's work. And by doing so, you will reap the rewards and the fruits of your labour and hard work. And you will become the best version of yourself.